What if I told you every fear you've ever had is actually your brain trying to protect you? Fear of darkness, fear of failure, fear of death, even fear of being judged. But where do these fears come from? And why do humans fear things that don't even physically threaten them anymore? In the next 4 minutes, we'll break down the major types of human fear and the psychology behind them. The famous psychologist Sigmund Freud once said, "Unexpressed emotions will never die." Fear is not weakness, it's an ancient survival system built into every human brain. Scientists believe fear begins in a small part of the brain called the amygdala, your body's internal alarm system. The moment danger appears, your brain prepares you to fight, run, or freeze. But not all fears are the same. The first type is primitive fear, fears humans evolved with for survival. These include fear of heights, fear of darkness, fear of snakes or spiders, fear of loud sounds, fear of death. Thousands of years ago, these fears kept humans alive in dangerous environments. For example, humans naturally fear darkness because early humans were vulnerable to predators at night. Psychologist Carl Jung believed some fears are deeply rooted in the collective human mind, passed down through generations. That's why even babies react to sudden drops or loud noises without being taught. The second category is social fear. These fears don't always threaten survival physically, but emotionally. Examples include fear of rejection, fear of public speaking, fear of embarrassment, fear of loneliness, fear of being judged. Interestingly, studies show many people fear public speaking more than death itself. Why? Because humans are social creatures. For ancient tribes, being rejected by the group could mean death. So today, your brain still treats social rejection like a real danger. Philosopher Aristotle once said, "Man is by nature a social animal." That's why even one negative comment online can feel painful. Now comes the most complicated category: psychological fears. These are fears created by imagination, memory, and overthinking. Like fear of failure, fear of the future, fear of missing out, fear of losing control, fear of meaninglessness. Unlike primitive fears, these dangers often exist only inside the mind. Neuroscientist Joseph Ledoux explains that the human brain can trigger fear even without real danger, simply through thoughts and memories. That's why anxiety can happen in a completely safe room. Your brain is predicting danger before it happens, and sometimes it predicts too much. But beneath almost every fear, there is one ultimate fear: the fear of the unknown. Humans fear uncertainty more than pain itself, not knowing what happens after death, not knowing if relationships will last, not knowing whether we'll succeed or fail. Philosopher Søren Kierkegaard called anxiety the dizziness of freedom because the future is unpredictable and the human brain hates unpredictability. We crave certainty, but life never guarantees it. The truth is, fear will never completely disappear, and maybe it shouldn't. Fear protects us, warns us, keeps us alive. But understanding fear gives us power over it, because the moment you understand why your brain is afraid, fear becomes easier to face. So next time you feel scared, ask yourself, is the danger real, or is it just my mind trying to protect me? And maybe that question changes everything. Fear is temporary. Understanding is power. Subscribe for more psychology and human mind videos.